And we have a few different symbols that we use to represent multiplication. And we also have many different words and phrases, such as multiply, times. We also have product. We can say area. We can also say twice or triple or double or by. And again, any of these words or phrases can be used to represent multiplication.
Okay, so think about, why do you think it's important for us to know the words that have to do with multiplication? Why is it important for us to know that vocabulary? Camila, why is it important?
Because you need to know the words because it's very, very important.
Okay, but why? Think about why. Katya, why? Why would you need to know the vocabulary and the words?
Because whenever you say the problem, you can say, you have to know this because whenever you say the problem.
So whenever you're saying a multiplication problem, you have to know that that X, that your multiplication sign, means times, right? So let's think about whenever you're looking at a word problem, okay? You see, whenever you're looking at a word problem, whenever I'm looking at this word problem on a test or anywhere, what's the first thing I have to do when I'm looking at this word problem? What's the first thing I have to do before I do any kind of math? What do I have to do? Before I do any kind of math on this word problem, what do I have to do? Aiden, before I do any kind of math, what do I have to do?
You gotta read the equation.
You have to read the word problem, right? Before you do any kind of math, you have to read the word problem. Well, if you don't know important multiplication vocabulary words, is it going to be easy or hard to understand the word problem after you read it? Is it going to be easy or hard to understand it if you don't know some of those multiplication words? Tony, what do you think? Is it going to be easy or hard if you don't know the words?
Hard?
It's probably going to be hard, right? Because you're like, well, you're like, I really don't know. I'm not sure.
And Miss Taylor, sometimes you don't even want to do it in paper. Sometimes you're just gonna ask someone and tell them what's the answer. And you're not able to do it on paper. You're not gonna know.
Yeah. So it's important that we know our multiplication and division vocabulary and addition and subtraction. It's really important we know all of it, because whenever we have those words and we're reading those word problems, whenever you're taking a test, whenever you're taking your math test, you don't just math, right? You don't just do math on a math test. You have to read, and you have to understand what you're reading. So I know y'all are probably like, Miss Chandler, this is math. This is not reading. Come on. But seriously, when you're in math, the first thing you have to do on a math test is read. It's not do any kind of math, right? So you have to be able to understand what the problem says before you're able to actually solve it. So let's look at, so if I have an equation, okay, that says 4 times 3, okay? If I have an equation that says 4 times 3, this equation represents 4 times as much as 3. So my vocab words in here are times as much as, right? So the important words that I know are times as much. Because if I have a word problem that uses times as much as instead of 4 times 3, I have to be able to know what that means. Okay? Yes, Camila?
I know what the answer is to that equation.
Oh, I bet you do. All right, so hold on. Now let's think about, okay? So now let's think about this, okay? Now that I've told you that, okay? Let's think about this. So if I have, hold on. Can't get these apart. I have 3 pumpkins, okay? I have 3 pumpkins. Miss Morrow has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 3 pumpkins. Miss Morrow has 12. So Miss Morrow has times how many more pumpkins than me? I have 3. So think about your groups. I have 3. Okay. So then she would have, ready? 1, 2, oops, 3, 4. So if I have 3, Miss Morrow has 4 times as many pumpkins as I do, as Miss Chandler. So I have 3. She has 4 times as many as me. Okay, are you listening to that word? Times as many, times as much. All right, now watch, okay? Now I'm gonna show it to you. So I showed it to you in an equation. I've shown it to you how you would see it maybe as how you would see it as a picture. So if I had a word problem that said, Miss Chandler has 3 pumpkins. Miss Morrow has 4 times as many pumpkins as Miss Chandler. So how many pumpkins would Miss Morrow have? She has 4 times as many pumpkins. So what equation would I do to solve this? What equation would I have to perform in order to solve this word problem? If Miss Chandler has 3 and Miss Morrow has 4 times as many, she has 4 times as many. So what kind of equation would I have to do? Katya, what kind of equation would I have to do?
Strip diagram.
Okay, what would my equation look like? What would it say? What would my equation say? I would have 4 times 4 times, what other number is in this word problem? If I take 4 times, what other number? Holly, what other number is in this word problem that I haven't used? I used 4. What other numbers in here?
Use 3.
3. So it'd be 4 times 3 equals, and then we already know what that equals, right? It would be 12. So when you see this, that means she has 4 times as many as I do. Okay, so I want you to find something to count with. Find something to count with. Let's go with, you need at least, let's do, we'll just do 10. Find 10 objects. Find 10 things you can count with. 10 objects that are laying around you. 10
Yeah,
things you can count with.
remember that you said in the beginning, the first day of math class that we had to have our little counters,
Yeah.
and we were never using them.
All right, we'll find 10. You need at least 10. You need 10 of something to count.
I have much more than 10.
Awesome. Well, you need at least 10. Find 10. Does everybody have 10 of something? Okay, so you're going to show me, okay? I want you to show me in groups if I have the problem Miss Chandler has 2 Cheez-Its. Miss O'Dawn has 5 times as many. How many Cheez-Its does Miss O'Dawn have? And I know you're not using Cheez-Its. Whatever you have is what you're going to use. So how can you show me this? How could you show me this using whatever you have to count with? So I have 2 Cheez-Its. Miss O'Dawn has 5 times as many. So if I have 2, if she has 5 times
It's
as
obvious.
many, hold on, don't unmute and tell me the answer. I don't want to know yet. I have 2. She has 5 times as many.
It's 10.
Camila, I just said, don't unmute. I don't want to know the
It's
answer.
unmuting me. It keeps unmuting me. It's a glitch.
Okay. I have 2, and Miss O'Dawn has 5 times as many. How many does Miss O'Dawn have? I have 2. She has 5 times as many. I have 2.
Okay.
She has 5 times as many. Okay, so what would my equation be to help me figure out how many Miss O'Dawn has. Aiden, what would my equation be?
2 times 5.
But look, so I have 5 times. So since I have 5 times, 5 needs to go first. 5 times 2 equals, so what's 5 times 2? Dimitri, what's 5 times 2? Oh, Dimitri, you're muted.
10.
10. Okay, so I know I have 2. And now I know, since Miss O'Dawn has 5 times as many, she has 10. Okay? Got that? Does that make sense? Okay? All right. So for your independent activity, you're going to do something similar to this. Plus, I'm only giving you one problem that's like this. For your independent activity, I'm giving you one problem like this. And then your other problem you're going to do is actually kind of a throwback. So you have the problem. Margie built a cup tower with 6 plastic cups. Adrian built a cup tower with 3 times as many cups as Margie. How many plastic cups did Adrian use? So you're going to tell me what's the equation. You're going to model how you would solve it, and then tell me your solution statement. What's the answer? Okay. Then I have a little Thanksgiving riddle for you. You have to do some addition and subtraction to help you figure out the riddle. Okay? I want to see how we do on this. You're answering the riddle. What kind of music did the Pilgrims listen to? So you're doing some addition up top and then some subtraction on the bottom.
Why are there letters?
Because that's so whatever number you get right here, whatever the answer is, that's where that letter is going to go down here.
Oh, then we're supposed to make a word?
Yep.
God, yeah.
So whatever the answer is, your letter is then going to go down here.
Answer and it's not down there, that means it's definitely not the answer.
Exactly. All right. Easy. We got it. Should be pretty easy.
Miss Star, can you go back to what's a solution statement?
Oh, this one? That's just your answer, Walter. Remember, solution statement is just the answer. Solution statement is the answer. Okay? All right.